instead of thinking, how can I make this the most dramatic and like insanely like exciting film to watch, I was like, how can I make a story that is impactful?
The thing about life is that the challenges will throw themselves at you, but you really need to take it one step at a time.
In order for good art to exist, bad art has to be there first. No one tells you filmmaking is 80% planning and 20% like actually just doing it.
I think acting should be your escape. So it should be your excuse to be the version of yourself you wouldn't be on a normal day.
Music is this metaphoric like symbol of acceptance and searching to be validated and feeling whole within yourself.
People, we are never stagnant. We are never monolithic. We're always growing.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Brazen Black podcast, where African storytelling meets the voices behind the craft. And best believe I'm your host for today, Siphosethu Nxumalo, also known as Blessy B. And you know I'm your favorite Swati girl, Wakuti Vulablela Shitsonga. And in today's conversation, we'll be speaking about how meaning is not always spoken, but best believe that it is felt. And we'll be diving into this theme or this exploration through the short film called Faces of Music. And best believe today in studio we have the director, the visionary director joining us here today by the name KHAYL Markus, as well as the lead actress by the name Camron ISAACS, who played the role of Arya. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
How are you guys feeling today?
We are great. I'm just super excited. I feel honored to be here. So yeah,
I'm honored
excited
to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm excited. It's a new experience for me. So,
really?
Yeah.
Is this your first podcast?
Yes, it is.
First interview?
Yes.
What about
same
you?
actually.
Oh, period. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for having me be your host.
No.
Okay, so we're going to start with an icebreaker, right?
Okay.
Just so that we get comfortable, we get to know each other a little bit. Okay. So I have two questions. The first question is your favorite film. So I'm going to count you down. I'm going to start with you, KHAYL.
Okay.
When I say 3, 2, 1, you'll give me your favorite film.
Okay.
Do you have it in your head?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes,
If it's your favorite, it has to be at the top of your head.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so my favorite film is Ellen, the Ellen Pakkie story. It's a beautiful South African film about a mom and a child, and her child is addicted to drugs. Kind of dark material, but it's a beautiful story, and it explores the entire theme of familial relationships very beautifully. So Ellen, the Ellen Pakkie story. Yeah.
Okay, period. And what's your favorite film?
A very not the same, but my favorite film is 5 Feet Apart. I love that story. I love rom-com, I love romance, so it's right up my alley.
Oh, I love it too.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't love your film, I've just never watched
Yeah,
it.
no, I get that.
Okay, and my second question for you guys to break the ice a little bit more is, who is your favorite actor or actress?
Do you want to go?
Sure.
But you have to answer this one because I have a different one for her.
Oh, okay. My favorite actor or actress.
Yes.
I think I've been really into Emma Stone, low-key.
Okay.
I think she has like crazy range, like from La La Land going into Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things. So currently, yeah, I'd say Emma Stone.
And
definitely.
then for you, Camron, who's your favorite director?
I actually don't know how to. KHAYL is my favorite director.
You know what? You got the memo because I was going to say, you guys are supposed to say you're each other's favorites. You know,
but
that's the only right answer.
You know, she is a South African Emma Stone. You know what? So we'll take it.
Period.
We'll
You
take
saved
it.
it. You saved it. Okay, so before we get into the film and getting to know the process behind it and the ideas behind bringing it together, right? I want to know from you, KHAYL, who are you? For the people that are watching that are wondering who this guy is, that's such a cool filmmaker.
Yeah.
Can you describe yourself
Thank
to
you
them?
so much. So my name is KHAYL Markus, and I am just a young aspiring filmmaker. As I mentioned, I originally come from Northern Cape, from a small town called Uppington, but I study film at Wits now. And so, yeah, I think I just am a very creative mind that wishes to explore daily life basically through things such as experimentation. So yeah, I think that's me.
That's you,
That's
period.
me.
And how would you describe yourself, Camron?
I would say a very introverted person, also from a small town. So this is my first time in Joburg actually.
Oh, Oh, shout out. Welcome.
Thank you. So it's a new experience for me. Yeah, I'm just a very shy person, simple girl,
Simple girl, but she's on a podcast and she's speaking. So are you
Exactly.
really shy? All right, let's get into the film. I'm going to start with you, Kyle, because you're the director and stuff. Actually, you're the director, you're the writer, and you're the music composer.
Yeah, and editor as well.
And the editor. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. You should have just acted as well.
No, shame. I wanted to give someone else the spotlight for a little bit. So,
Period.
yeah.
Okay, so what would you say Faces of Music is at its core beyond just what we see on the screen in terms of the film?
So, Faces of Music is ultimately an adventure story about Arya looking for a lost song. But beyond the basic story, I think that it is the search for identity. That in the search that Arya is looking to find this thing that has sort of been this void inside of her. I think it is the search for identity and just trying to find, I think, her place as a young woman in this constantly changing world. So I think it's a search for identity, definitely.
So is the music essentially like a metaphor of some sort for identity, or is it both?
100%. I think the music can represent a lot of things. It can be validation, it can be identity, it can be acceptance. So I think in a lot of ways the music represents just what you as a young individual or just any person in general aspire to find or what you seek, essentially.
Oh, period. Thank you for that. And Camron, you are the lead actress, right? You ate that role. I wouldn't have thought you're shy, by the way, based on how you did that. I want to first of all ask, did you get, was there an audition process to this? Or did he just call you to be like, girl, let's do this thing?
So Kyle has made a lot of short films, or he has attempted to. And when we were younger, we would also make films for fun. We would use a green bed sheet as a green, the backdrop.
Green screen,
Yes. So he did a short film prior. And he asked me to be in it, but I was so shy. So then I declined. And then he asked me months before we shot this short film. He asked me if I can star. So I was like, let me do it for him, let me just accommodate. He's asked me before, so let me try this time. And that's basically what happened.
You said when we were younger. How old is young?
Like 12,
yeah,
13,
we were very small.
grade 6, 7, something like that.
So you guys met at school, essentially.
We basically grew up together. Our parents are friends.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Okay, so do we call this nepotism, low-key?
I mean, nepotism done well, I hope.
I'm joking. Nah, it is done well, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so my follow-up question to that is that since he called you to act on this film, what was your impression of the story? What drew you to saying, actually, let me give this a try?
So I said yes before I even knew what it was about, because I wanted to help him, as a friend. But after I watched the entire, after it was edited and everything, the end product, it was it clicked to me what it's actually about, that it's a deeper meaning. It's not just music, the whole thing is metaphoric. So that was very cool for me. So that I could help him with that and be the main actress. And it's such a deep metaphor,
What does the story mean to you as someone who needed to portray this character?
I would say it's me, essentially, just without the wall and without the behind closed doors, So it was nice to see that I feel this way, personally, and then he could write something like this, So it's I liked it a lot when I saw it afterwards.
And the beautiful thing about it is, I'm assuming you didn't write it with her in mind. You just wrote the story for what it is. And it just so happened that she suited the role so perfectly.
Exactly.
Okay, so what inspired you writing that story?
So as she also mentioned, I previously did also have a short film called Blackout, which is not my best work. I just want to say, I was just starting out, and it was one of my first few projects, and then it was very theatrical. I had, I think, 5 or 6 people on set. It was this major storyline, so many different arcs, and there was just a lot happening. And so for this story, I really wanted to sort of tone it down and go to the root of what storytelling is about, and it's about portraying this emotion. And so I think I was being very vulnerable with the story, which in my previous works I sort of shied away from. So I think I really just approached this with what is the story that I want to tell that resonates with me, and as she also mentioned, that can resonate with a lot of other people. So I think, instead of thinking, how can I make this the most dramatic and like insanely like exciting film to watch, I was like, how can I make a story that is impactful? So yeah.
And would you say with the previous films that you did, you mentioned Blackout.
Yes.
Did you have the same sort of direction when it came to you being a director, in the sense that it was the non-verbal, non-dialogue thing, or was it a different take to it completely?
No, it was completely different. It was very dialogue heavy. It was very action based. There was like a lot, just genuinely like a lot happening. It was just too much, to be honest. And also, what was so funny about the process is I think the script was like 10 pages, and just because it was so messy, I think at the time we only shot like 3 pages max. So then I had to like mix and match these pieces together to try and make the story make sense. But the direction, it was very simple. There wasn't any experimentation. It was a simple like realism type of story. So I think even like in genre, I think if you look at Blackout and you look at Faces of Music, they're completely 2 different worlds that we've created.
How far apart are they in the years? Like when did you create Blackout? In
2023?
No,
it was grade 11, no?
Yeah, then it was 2023.
Yeah, so it was 2023. So yeah, like 3 years.
Okay, but we all have to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that taught me so much. Actually, like I genuinely
Literally.
like in order for good art to exist, bad art has to be there first.
Literally.
So I learned so much from that process, just in terms of planning. And that's the thing. No one tells you filmmaking is 80% planning and 20% like actually just doing. So I learned so much about the planning process, how to direct the actors better, how to really focus on the story instead of the theatrics. So even though Blackout was not my best attempt, she's my baby, and she taught me a lot.
You gotta love them all.
Yeah, you gotta love them all.
And then in terms of you, Camron, so there's a process when it comes to storytelling, especially as an actress, right? There's a psyche that you need to tap into to portray the character as best as you can, as truthfully and as authentically as you can. Can you take us through that process and what it looked like for you to portray Arya?
So the first scene that we shot, it took me like 3 or 4 tries to just be serious. It was so difficult. Because in the scene, I walk out of the house and I go to like open a tap.
Yes.
Right? The walk to the tap, I was laughing. Opening the tap, I was laughing. I couldn't be serious. I was so like shy and nervous. But after that scene, after Kyle obviously directed me and told me like how I should be, like in all the scenes, my facial expressions should be like extra and all of that. It felt normal. So after the first scene, everything just flowed. It wasn't too difficult to tap into.
Yeah. Would you say, did you always have a passion for acting?
When I was younger, I told my parents that I want to be an actress, but it was never like, I told them I want to be an actress, but I'm too shy to do it. So that was like very cool for me. And when Kyle told me about this whole experience, I was like, yo, it's so cool.
You know what I think? I think acting should be your escape. So it should be your excuse to be the version of yourself you wouldn't be on a normal day. You get what I'm saying? Just tap into different characters.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay, that's interesting. And in terms of your working relationship and the dynamic between the two of you guys, was it easy for chemistry between you as the director and her as the actress, simply because you've known each other for such a long time?
I think so, yeah. It was pretty easy. I think because I think directing is mainly communication. So if you can communicate well with your actor or actress, then I think you've already done most of the job. So I think because you've already established sort of a very good relationship in terms of like talking to one another, I think that the communication, just not having to have that extra bump of trying to figure out how to communicate properly, I think that made it a lot easier. Like when I told her, it's not this but this, then she was like, okay, I got it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then how do you balance the professionalism aspect of things with the friendship aspect of things?
I would laugh, but he wouldn't take it too serious, but he would be stern. Like, I need to lock in.
Yes.
So it was a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think because you want to have like a very comfortable energy when you are on set, but then like she also said, I think we just sort of have like a switch in our brains. It's like, okay, now let's actually get serious and let's lock in. So
Yeah.
I think it's just sort of that kind of, okay, work, but then play and then come back to work. Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've established how you guys were able to work together and the process behind it, let's actually talk about this film.
Okay.
I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of
Yeah.
questions because I had to watch it about 3-4 times to kind of get the message behind it. It's one of those films where you don't get it at face value.
Yeah.
You kind of have to really dig into your mind to kind of understand what's going on. So the first things first, Faces of Music being the title.
Yes.
I could be wrong, correct me, right?
Okay.
But is it like a double entendre, like faces, but it's also phases? Or am I just reaching?
I think, I mean, it can be anything. And I think that's a really beautiful interpretation because music does have phases, like even going from verse to bridge to chorus and then, so verse. So I think it definitely can mean phases of music. But so actually the film was inspired by an album that I released by the same name. And the concept for that album was that I asked about 10 of my friends what music means to them. And then I sort of I composed the songs to what I think they would sound like.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes,
So then each
yes.
person kind of has like their own soundtrack. And so I took that concept and then I just sort of reworked it. I want to say like I kept the thread to then be if everyone had a song and if everything were music, what would it look like? And therefore everyone has a face of music. So the faces of music is kind of like the different aspects of humanity and being a person, So
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
That actually makes sense
Yeah.
because the thing about it is when I watched it, I saw Faces of Music as the title, right? But then I also thought phases of music because I see in the movie there's like chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Definitely, yeah.
So I thought those were the phases.
Yes.
And then to each phase, there's a face to it. So for example, the first one, there was the dog. I thought the dog was the face of music. And then I think it was the SD card or something.
Definitely.
I thought that was the face and then the music sheet. So
Yes.
I interpreted it completely differently.
But that is, I think, at its core, exactly what it is that everything embedded around us or everything around us is embedded with music. And so that's sort of what I wanted to explore in the film is like to create this musical world where the dog speaks in music and when you read something, music speaks to you. So I think that it's a very beautiful interpretation. So yeah, it definitely is that.
Well, we both ate. And for whoever's watching this, it's like, whatever you think it is, it's that. It's abstract.
It
you know what I'm
is,
saying?
yeah.
Okay, so with you, Camron, right? The different chapters. I'm not too sure how it went in terms of the communication between KHAYL and yourself and how the script is written out. But for each chapter, was there like a specific emotion that you needed to portray? So like maybe the first part where before I get to that, were you like studying physics in the movie?
Wasn't it notes, music notes?
No, like with
The
like
very
the
first
scene,
scene,
like
was
the
it
scene, remember?
physics?
The way I was
physics
sitting.
and life science and
Oh,
yeah, it was
yes,
science.
yes, it
Oh,
was.
so you're studying
Yes.
for like a physics life
Yes,
science test.
Yes.
Why that, guys? Why not any other subject? But anyways, that's not important. Okay, so you know how, for example, in the first scene, you're sitting, you're studying, and then you're zoned out, and you go outside for the water, you see the dog, take your bicycle, get I think it's an SD card. Is it an SD card? Yeah. So in each scene, was there a specific emotion that you needed to portray, or how did you go about it? What was the discussion in terms of you guys and what you needed to achieve?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
In every single scene, there was a different emotion. So I think the first scene was mainly confusion. Like then it was crying, emotional, and then it was like out of breath, anxious, and everything was just different. Nothing was the same in each scene. So
And which emotion was the most difficult to portray, do you think?
I think the confused, because that was the first scene we shot. So he had to like tell me how to stand and how to make my face. So that was the most difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys shoot in order, or did you just shoot random scenes
No, I
and then
think
bring it together?
we started with all the exterior scenes. So yeah,
Yes.
so all of the scenes that were outside, I think just because we wanted to catch the daylight, and then I think we went to do the interior scenes. So yeah, we
Okay.
sort of mixed and matched them.
Okay, so back to the phases that I thought I ate with.
Yeah, and you
Phases.
you ate.
The different titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first title is the character's name,
Mm-hmm.
Arya. And then it's some word I don't know how to pronounce.
Yes.
I'm not too sure. I don't want to butcher it. Is it like Italian inspired, or like what is it?
Yes, so I hope I'm also pronouncing it correctly. It's
Yeah.
In Venire Carmen,
Yeah.
and it is Latin for Find My Song. And so
okay.
throughout the film, I wanted to give these like little hints that sort of weave together the story. And I think the choice for Latin was because like if you look at composers like Bach or Mozart or those, like those were, I believe, I hope I'm talking correctly, were like Latin composers. And tied to this idea of the Latin being like the first language, I suppose, or like the first basic language, I wanted to thread this idea of like the history of music, that music has existed for centuries, from the beginning of time up until now. So then including that was kind of like an homage to music as like at its basic form, like just starting with drums and then piano and then evolving into like electronic synths, etc. So yeah, that was what I wanted to do. with
Okay,
that.
so for the people watching this, you need to be well informed and well researched. You didn't just suck your thumb and put things
Yeah,
together.
no.
There was intention to this thing.
Yes.
And then with the character name Arya,
Yes.
is there a meaning to that?
Yes, Arya also means music. So
Okay.
yeah, so all of the like small details in some way or form, they do relate to music. I'm not sure in what language Arya is, but it does mean music or song or in that context, yeah. So
Did you know that your character's name means?
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. That's crazy because I saw the titles. I have them down here. So there's Arya and then there's the second one. Please pronounce it for me.
In Venire Carmen.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That one. And then it's Cries of Joy, then it's Everything, and then it's Connection. So it's so seamlessly put. Like there's a story even in the titles that you have. And I think it ties everything together at the end when it says Connection, because with your character, I saw that after everything frustrated you and you had the call with your mom, well, your character's mom.
Yeah.
At the end, you had the headphones and then you plugged them within yourself and then you realized that the music was within.
Yes.
Can you let me know, let the audience members, the viewers know what that was like for you as a person tackling that character to finally get to this place where you have that connection and you finally found out that it's been within me all along?
So that was the last scene we shot. So it actually like mixed very well with all the other scenes that we shot, and that being like the climax. So it felt like as the character, it felt very like refreshing, you know, like I finally got there. So where I ripped the shirt open, it was like, I don't know how to describe.
feeling,
Yes, but it was like everything is like, you know, calm. I just took a deep breath. So that was cool. And when I watched the finished product and I saw what it is actually about, I was like, oh, like she just got a freeing. She feels better now. So that was so nice to see.
Was there any music playing on set in the background for you to have that emotion to be like, finally?
There was absolutely no music playing. Guy was laughing while filming. I was standing there. I felt so awkward, but I was just doing what he was telling me to do. But it was dead silent.
Yeah, that's the thing about these directors. Hey, you guys really be doing the most. You're creative, and then we have to like kind of just figure out the emotions for ourselves.
Yes.
And then only towards the end when we get to see the final product, we're like, oh, that makes sense. Because I'm also sure you felt stupid doing this.
I think we were laughing for like 5 minutes.
Because it's like, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
But then when you watch the film and the light beams out and the music plays, you're like, okay, actually that makes sense. Okay, beautiful. And then when it comes to the music, I see you're very intentional with the theme of music throughout the whole thing. I mean, it's literally in the title. I noticed that there are different scores, allow me to call them scores, or the different songs that are there in each phase.
Yes.
What was the intention behind that?
So originally, as I said, the music album, Faces of Music, and the film are very closely connected. So the original idea was to have all of the songs that were in the album to be in the film, and then and that's how they would sort of complement each other. But yeah, you mentioned scoring, which was very beautiful because music and scoring work very differently with one another, or rather they serve different purposes, because when I would just like paste the song on as it was, it didn't really fit. And I think that's also, I mean, the beauty in scoring music is that it has to flow with the emotion of the film. So I then took some of the elements of the music from the album and then restructured it a little bit to flow better with the film, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I was very intentional about the type of sounds and whether this goes well and what emotion this music is portraying and how it does the scene justice.
Yo, girl, you went through a lot, hey? Without even knowing you went through a lot. There's so many complexities within the movie, which was so beautifully portrayed from both the aspect of the music, the directing, as well as the acting, that you probably weren't fully aware of, but even with not being aware of it, you were still able to portray the character so well. So shout out to both of you guys for that.
Thank you.
Period. Can y'all just clock it? Like, yeah, can't clap and stuff. So shout out to you guys. Okay, so crazy. Do you think there'd be a follow-up to this?
I don't know.
Like a sequel of some sort, or do you think it's complete as it is?
I think, yeah, just as music, I don't think the story ever really dies because Arya, as a character, we only see a phase of her life. She's in a phase of music.
I ate it.
You did.
You can't tell me anything. I ate.
You did. So she is in a phase in her life, and just like people, we are never stagnant. We are never monolithic. We're always growing. So maybe in another world there is where we see Arya grown up and she has a job and then she's also still discovering through that. But as of right now, a sequel, I'm not sure just yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Arya, but Camron, when it comes to you and your personal experiences, you did touch on it a bit earlier on in the conversation. Was there something that you had to take out of yourself and your personal experiences to channel the character?
I think for the crying scene, yes, I had to like collect all those emotions and force these tears out. But not really, because while we were doing it, I didn't really know what was going on. So it was more after where I realized, this does resonate with me a little. So there wasn't really a lot that I had to take from me and put into the character.
And what would you say music means to you as an individual, and what would you say music means to your character?
I think to the character, music could mean like an escape, but also in the whole film it's metaphoric. So it's not just music that is an escape for her. So I think in the film, I would say for Arya, music is this metaphoric like symbol of acceptance and searching to be validated and feeling whole within yourself. So, and she reached to that point at the end of the film where she rips the shirt open. So I think the music just helps the audience get the feeling, you know what I mean? Like feel what she is feeling in the specific scenes and everything. But I think for me, music is like, when you're going through too much, and you just want a little silence,
Yeah.
I think that is what it is for me. When things are getting too much or like I'm a little overwhelmed, I just pop in some earphones and I just feel a little better.
And do you think that now with the film being a complete piece that you're able to see yourself in these different phases, do you think that it did anything to you as a person? Did Arya maybe heal you as a person, or did Arya make you realize certain things about yourself that you wouldn't have known if you didn't portray that character?
Yes, so seeing the end product, the way like I had to beg KHAYL to show me the finished product. So actually seeing it, I was like, wow, like she's actually going through something, and it's so similar to me. So for her, what she's feeling is displayed openly, but contrary to me, what I'm feeling is inside.
Yeah.
So there was like a big contrast between that, but it was also like very refreshing. Like I said prior, somebody else is writing this thing, and it resonates so much with me. So that feeling was a nice feeling.
Okay, and would you say that you resonate with the film?
Yes, definitely. I think that, the film does come from a very vulnerable place. I think also just finding my voice as a creative, because I think, I was trying to explore that within Arya's character, is that she's a young girl and she is sort of faced with these decisions. Like she's on the brink of adulthood and she's on the brink of this major change in her life. And I think that it is quite scary being a creative individual and having to take this leap of faith to actually, pursue like what your aspiration and your dream. So I think that Arya's character really resonated with me in that she was fearless enough to actually go out and search. Because I think sometimes in life we tend to just we have this tugging in our hearts, but we just ignore it. And I think that Arya was very fearless in that she actually went out to go search for it, and she got her hands dirty, literally and metaphorically. Like she got her hands dirty in order to search for this thing. And I think in a lot of ways it made me feel empowered. Like Arya's character, I think, is a very empowering character in that she was bodacious enough to actually go out and search for what she was looking for. Yeah.
And for both of you guys, if you were to describe Arya in a song title, what would that song title be? It can be an existing song.
A song title.
I think the most obvious song title would be "The Faces of Music."
Okay, outside of that one.
Yeah. I think if Arya were to be a song, she'd probably be called Searching. I don't know. Like on an indie rock album called Searching.
Searching,
and
okay.
Then, I think she'd be called Searching.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. What do you think?
I would say she would probably be a very sad gospel song
Yo,
called
sad gospel song. What do you mean?
like a very slow, like
mellow.
yes, called "Finding Me."
Yo,
I think
girl.
It's getting deep.
Okay, that's so interesting that you said searching and you
Yeah.
said finding me. So you guys are on the same wavelength, Loki.
Yeah.
It's the same thing essentially.
it
Okay. That gospel song, girl. Okay, so let's move on to collaboration and what that looked like, right? So of course, KHAYL decided to be selfish. He's like, I want the industry for myself. And he did the whole directing, writing, song composer, editing thing, right? But of course, there are other people that are part of the team. You
Definitely.
have the videographer, you have not just the lead actor, but I almost said assistant actor, and I know that ain't it. But the supporting
yes.
actor, which was Arya's mom in this case. So how important would you say collaboration is for someone like you who's very early on in your career?
I think it's probably the most important thing that you will learn, especially in filmmaking. Filmmaking is an extremely collaborative and a teamwork effort. Like you cannot make a film all by yourself. Even if you really did try, it will be very difficult. So I think what this process taught me was that we all sort of have to depend on one another, and it's like this beautiful symbiosis where we all share our gifts and talents. You have a passion for the camera, so you are going to help me bring this vision to life by using your gift and your talent. And then we have the actresses, and then we have the production managers that also help to bring this together. So starting off as an up and coming filmmaker, I would definitely say that you need to sort of like erase this idea of do it yourself and like I'm gonna make it on my own, because we really do need people. And when you are on set and everyone is creating together and everyone has a passion for the story, it creates a piece of art that even extends beyond yourself. Like you had this one idea, but now because there are so many other people who are passionate about the story, it just creates this entire new world that can open up to not just you as a writer director, but to everyone else that is working on this film.
And I think that's so beautiful that you mentioned that. And it's so important for viewers to know this, especially because people have this mentality of I can do it by myself. When in a lot of spaces, and more specifically the film space, you genuinely can't do it by yourself. Even if you are well equipped and you have all those skills, you do need other people with their creative mindsets to add to whatever else you have put on the ground so that you can grow the idea beyond just your mind. And I guess my follow-up question would be, in terms of you tackling so many roles, would you do it again? Or is it a thing of if you're able to find people who are able to understand your vision and execute it the way you want it to, you would get those people on board?
I definitely do think that I would have people that would assist me with these tasks. But I think that sort of the three main roles that I was involved in, which was four, but like the
Not to brag, but
but so like the writing and directing and the composing and then the editing as well. Directing and editing, I think are very closely connected, because in my mind, like when I'm reading a script, or even when I'm writing, I can already see the final edit,
Definitely.
And so that is obviously something that's very closely connected. But I'm always open. Like I said, I think film is such a collaborative medium. I'm always open to someone maybe helping me with an edit, or someone helping me compose a song, or even helping in the writing process. Because I think that, as I mentioned, it just expands the world that you've built. So in future, definitely, I would love to work with more people and just get more ideas on board.
Okay, and speaking of working with more people, would you work with a different director perhaps and collaborate with them to see how you can further explore yourself as an actress through their directing skills?
Yes, I would be open to it, just to see how I would manage and what it would be like. Would it be fun? Would it not be? I would be open to that.
And getting out of your comfort zone as well, because he's your friend, so it's easier to work with him. But with someone else, it's like, guys, I'm here now. So you would be open to that?
I would.
Would you be open to perhaps pursuing other roles? Maybe you write something for yourself, or you pass it by to KHAYL and be like, actually, let's try put this into a film.
Yes, so KHAYL and I's writing style, we spoke about this last night, it's very similar. So when I would write something, the entire thing would be metaphoric. But if I would give that same like essay or piece to him, he would turn it into a metaphoric story.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't be too difficult for me to, if I had to write a piece and give it to him, it would be executed perfectly, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who would you say is someone that you're looking at right now in the industry and you're like, this is my dream collaboration? Just in case they're watching too. You never know. Yeah.
Like in terms of like crew or like actresses, anything.
Any side.
I would really love to work with a team of the Showmax show called BBAFF'ies. It's this like university drama, and I just think that the way that they handle all of the content is just beautiful. So I would love to get in on that. Like,
yes.
Put me there. Yeah. So I would just
put me there.
Put me there. So I would just love to work with that entire team for that show. I think it's a beautiful show.
Okay, and do you have a dream collaboration, or is it something you're still looking into?
I'm still looking into it. It's different for me.
Okay.
So I don't really have anything that I'm working towards, but I would never say no to an opportunity,
Definitely. So you're just taking it as it comes.
Yes.
And that's beautiful too, because it's like no pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
So sometimes the thing about having goals and dreams, I'm not saying this to you, don't worry about it. But it puts so much pressure on you as an individual and where you want to be at a specific time frame that you forget to have fun and let go and just be. So I get that. And I'm just thinking about what you said, like put me there. Put me there.
Yeah.
But I guess in closing, if you were to tell the viewer watching right now a message that you want for them to resonate with when it comes to this film, what would that message be?
I think the message would be that it's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to still be searching, to still be discovering. And it's okay for the process to look messy as well. I think that we think that growth in life is supposed to be linear, but it's always like a different flowing graph. And so I think that with all the noise, whether it's social media or where it's pressure from parents or school, don't lose yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all that you really got.
Yeah.
Joe, that's beautiful. And what would your message be to the viewer?
I would say, take every day as it comes, one step at a
Definitely.
time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't rush to get things done in terms of like long-term processes. And sit with your emotions, figure them out, take a deep breath. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Shout out. I hope you guys are listening and you really took it in for what it is, because the thing about life is that the challenges will throw themselves at you,
Yeah.
but you really need to take it one step at a time. Okay, and the last thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the next step for you? Never mind 5 years. What's the next step for you right now as a creative, as an individual?
I definitely would want to experiment with more genres.
Okay.
I think that that is something I would really enjoy, just to sort of like explore all of the territory and see like what really works for me. So yeah, maybe I really want to do like a comedy / mockumentary, like The Office vibes. Like I would love to do that, but obviously with my own take on that. So that is something that I'll look into, and maybe the viewers can look forward to as well.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, so you said you're studying at Wits, right?
Yes,
Are you studying this, film and television?
Yes, I'm studying for
Okay.
adverts. Yeah.
Okay, and then what's your next step from here? As an individual, as an actor, what's your next step?
So in terms of film, like I don't really know. I'm just, if there's an opportunity, I will say yes. But if there isn't, I won't be
Definitely.
gutted. In 5 years, I hope to finish studying, work, have a good job. I will help Kyle again if there's another sequel, or the sequel continues, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What are you studying currently?
I'm studying politics, philosophy, and economics.
Oh, the best, girl. All the best to the both of you, and a shout out from the Brazen Black family and stuff. And to give you guys your flowers, we don't have actual flowers.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
to give you guys flowers and to thank you for coming,
Yes.
here's a gift from us to you. I don't know if you can read. Here you go.
Oh,
There
thank
we
you
go.
so much.
And to you as well. Such a gentleman. Best director ever. If you're watching, Kyle should be your director.
He
Like,
should
send
be.
those
Put me
emails.
there.
Put him there. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Such insightful words that you guys were able to share.
Thank you.
You guys are genuinely knowledgeable and wise beyond your years.
so much.
Literally. We wish you guys nothing but the best in the industry. Can't wait to see more films beyond just Faces of Music, more incredible masterpieces and visionary ideas. Can't wait to see you eating up the political space. Maybe you're going to be our president or something. I don't know. But also in terms of acting roles in the film industry, even if you're not quite certain where that's taking you, all the best. Maybe we're going to see you as the next Emma
Stone, yeah.
Emma Stone. There we
Yeah.
go. But thank you guys so much for being here. And to you, BBAFF'ies, buff like us. I don't know what that even means, but whatever you want it to mean. To you, BBAFF'ies, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, to like, to comment, because we want to know what you're thinking. We want to know what you thought of Kyle, what you thought of Camron, what you thought of the film. Speaking of the film, where can they watch it?
You can catch Faces of Music on the Brazen Black YouTube channel. It's going to be live streaming on the 29th of May at 6:30. So definitely tune in and then watch Faces of Music.
Okay, and then if they don't find it then at that time, will it stay on the channel, or is there another site that they can go to and watch it?
Alternatively, they can check out my YouTube channel. It's Splinter SPLNTR.mp4. And
Okay.
then, the film will be up as well on my channel.
Okay, you heard him. That's the gist. Go watch that thing. I watched it. Oh, it ain't done. It ain't done. It's very challenging. So make sure that when you watch it with an open mind and you really tap into your mind and what it is that you can explore. Maybe you're going to be like me and you're going to say faces and phases. Kesana. Give some inspiration to the director. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. And from your host, Siphosethu, Nxumalo, I say shout out and we out.